Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today I am sharing with you this decorated candy bar. I think it would make a perfect addition if you were having like a Thanksgiving dinner, or you could change up the colours and make it for your Christmas table. And inside is just a little candy bar. Now these come from Aldi. I think, well, they were cheap as chips, as my aunt would have said. I'm going to share with you how I made these. So I'm going to start with a piece of cardstock. Now this is mint macaron, and I'm going to score this, and I've already pre-scored it so I didn't have to put my head in the screen here, but along this long side, so this is 6 3/8 by 5 1/4, so along this side I've scored at 1 1/4, 1 5/8, 3 7/8, and 4 1/4. And then on the shorter side, which is the 5 1/4 inch side, I've scored at 3/8 on each side. All right, and then you'll just notice that I've got a tiny little score line here, and that is actually set at 2 3/4. So I did 2 3/4 down here, kept my tool on the 2 3/4 mark and slid it down, popped my card back in exactly the same way round, and I've just put a little mark there, and it's just to the 3/8 score line, and that's just a little marker for me for when I'm cutting and trimming out my shapes. So then we're going to need some paper snips, and I'm going to now trim off the bits I don't need. So the bits I don't need are this piece here up to that little extra score line I put in. So I'm just going to take those bits out. And when I cut, I'm just cutting onto the inside edge of the score line. I'm going to flip it over because I'm very right-handed. I can't do anything with my left, and if I'm having to fight against my left hand, I get myself in even more of a mess. There we go. So that's those two pieces. And then we've got these two tiny little tabs here. And all I'm going to do is going to snip those up to the edge of that 3/8 score line there. So that's my trimming. And I'm going to round my corners while everything's still flat. This is the detailed trio punch. I'm just making sure I get it in square like that, and then I'm going to put my score lines in. So you would have heard me say time and time again, the way to get a good box is to put in good score lines. So using the bone folder allows you to put really good score lines in. So I'm going to do here and here, and then there and there. Now you don't have to worry about these measurements, because if you follow the link at the end of this video, or beneath this video, you'll see a link to my blog, and there'll be the recipe in there. Now I've got some of the delicious Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. And one piece is going to go on the little flap here, and the other piece is going to go there. So I'm going to, I'm not sure which is the right way round for that one, but I'm going to round these two corners like that. And then I'm going to use some, oh, I didn't do that one terribly well. That's better. And then I'm going to add some liquid adhesive. Now you can use whatever works for you. You can use a tape runner, like Stampin' Seal, or solid glue stick. And then this piece is going to go on this flap. And just to make sure I get it the right way up, I'm just going to fold that up. And I know that I have to have that way round. Otherwise it'll be upside down. Not the first time I would have created something backwards. But this is a directional paper, so I'm just going to try and make sure I get it the right way round. Okay, so those are our decorative pieces, and I put them on now because it is a little bit easier to do it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attach everything together. Now I like to leave these little tabs in. You can trim them off, but the reason I like to is it just gives a bit of extra strength to the bottom part. And I'm going to be sliding them like this, so that the piece at the front goes to the back, so your raw edges are on the back of your box or your wallet rather than the front. So we're going to use some double-sided tape. So this is tear and tape, and I'm going to pop them on this part here. Right, so I'm going to pop a piece there because that's going to be on the outside, and another piece here. And then I'm just going to burnish those. And then, oh, take the backing off the tape. I've got my pick your tool here, and I've got the little piercing end, and it does make it so much easier to get your tape off. So I'm going to tuck all those pieces in, and this piece is going to come round like that. And I'm going to make sure everything is kind of squared up, so my fold is against the cut edge there. I'm just going to put my bone folder inside just to hold it in place. And once again, I'm tucking in the little tab, and then this is the back tab, and so this is the front. Just making sure that my cut edge is level with my fold here. Press firmly, and just use my bone folder to just make sure everything's pushed down firmly. So I have a candy bar. This is the dark chocolate rather than the milk chocolate that I used on the other one. And I'm going to put it in now because it makes it easier to work if you've got something solid in here. This is my belly band, and I think it's about 9 inches by 3/4. But again, as I say, you're going to look at the link below my blog, below this to my blog, and it'll have all the information you need there. I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to fold it forward and take it away, and I'm going to use that fold, making sure my cut edges are level there, and then I know that this is going to be a proper sort of right hand fold. And then pop it back in, and I'm going to put my next fold in like that. Now you could score, but to be honest with you, I find it so much easier to just use a little fold, because you know then that it will fit each belly band will be tailored to each of the little wallets that you make. And then my final fold is here. Just make sure it's not There we go, square. And again, just making sure that my cut edges are aligned with one another before I put my fold in. And then I can just go along with my bone folder, get those in. And then the I'm going to put the join at the front because it's going to be held by hidden rather by the decorative piece. So I'm just going to fold over, and I'm using a glue dot, and I'm just going to pop the glue dot on the top piece, and then just gently make sure they're lined up like that, and also to make sure it just slides a little bit, so it's going to come off easily. And then my decoration, well, I'm using the beautiful autumn stamp set along with the autumn punch pack. So these three, they all match up with a leaf and an acorn that's in here. And I got a scrap of vanilla cardstock, and I've used the this lovely leaf here and the thank you, and I've used the Cajun Craze ink and some mint macaron, and then I've punched it out using the essential tag punch. And then we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on the belly band itself, and that way you know it's not gonna, if you try and stick it on the back of your label here, you might actually have it overhanging and then sticking to the little wallet, and then the belly band won't slide off. And then I'm gonna pop it at a jaunty angle like that. I'm also using the lovely metallic coppery looking ribbon, and we're going to pop that on with a glue dot, and I've just made a little knot. I have a video on how I do my knots. I'm just going to pop it there on there, and then I did pre-stamp and punch out some acorns. So I'm gonna pop one down with a tiny dot of liquid glue. I'm gonna pop him down like that. And then on the back of this one, I've got a mini dimensional, and I'm just gonna lay him down, kind of crossing over a little bit. And then my final flourish is some leaves, and I'm going to make these leaves out of this Just to Die For brushed metallic card, and there's kind of a light, medium and a dark color, and they're just gorgeous, and a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to use I'm going to do the two leaves, and I'm going to do one with that, and then I'm going to do the other one with this. Okay, and then once again I'm going to attach one with a tiny little spot of glue like that. Alrighty, and then the other with some mini dimensionals, which I can't find. I've lost them, so I'm just going to take a tiny piece off of the edge here. I had them earlier, and it looks like I've used them somewhere and forgot to bring them back to my workbench. Shame on me. Okay, but there we go. Just going to cross them over a little bit. I've got them slightly hanging over my belly band. And so there we are. As I say, I think it would make a lovely little table gift, or if you were wanting to make little teacher gifts or something for Thanksgiving as another nice way. Okay, well, I do hope you've enjoyed this. I've certainly enjoyed sharing it with you. Remember to follow the link underneath, and maybe you could just give me a thumbs up for the video. I'd appreciate that as well. Thank you, and bye for now.